Chicago Sky coach Tyler Marsh, who, guess what, completely disintegrated all of these quote-unquote hate speech rumors from the Sky Fever game the other night. He's like, nah, sorry, I didn't hear anything. By the way, this is Angel Reese right after Caitlin Clark hit that three-pointer at the buzzer going into halftime. Guys, this game, this is what a sellout looks like. 17,274 fans, and it was fully sold out. It was packed.
There are moments in sports that don't just surprise fans, they redefine everything you expect to see on the court. That's exactly what happened when Angel Reese, the Sky's loudest voice and biggest personality, suddenly found herself benched with the whole world watching. It wasn't a planned timeout or a coach's quiet decision. This was the kind of shakeup that stops everyone in their tracks. Even the Gatorade bottles seemed to freeze as Reese's glare sent waves across social media. But while some wondered if she'd lose her cool, Caitlin Clark saw an opening, a chance to step up and show who really owns the spotlight in the WNBA. The next few minutes would have every fan glued to their screen, waiting to see what kind of statement the league's new superstar would make.
She's getting destroyed. Angel Reese trying to start a fight with Caitlin Clark to deflect the fact that she is getting her ass whipped. I mean, it's on. It is on.
No warning, no slow buildup, just pure basketball chaos. The sight of Angel Reese benched in front of millions hit like a plot twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't some technical shuffle or playbook adjustment. This was raw, unscripted drama that had coaches exchanging worried glances and fans exploding on Twitter. Suddenly, the focus wasn't just on the game. It was on what pushed things over the edge and how Clark would respond to the pressure. The whole arena seemed to hold its breath, knowing something big was about to go down.
I told you guys there would be a follow-up video on the nuclear fallout. That's exactly what it's been. Over the take foul, as Caitlin Clark is calling it, and that's a great way to say it. It was a take foul. She was trying to prevent a wide-open layup, although one could argue that she might have missed it anyway, on Angel Reese, and then Angel Reese went absolutely, utterly berserk. I find this rather interesting because it sounds like they're going to pull her out further from the basket, and I wonder how her fans are going to feel about that. If she's further away from the basket, that doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of, or as many, I would believe, offensive rebound opportunities for one Angel Reese. And they want her to shoot more mid-range.
Tempers in the arena were about to snap, but the trigger was almost laughably ordinary. All it took was a simple, routine foul from Caitlin Clark, a call so common it barely registers most nights. Clark, whose range and shooting have already made her a legend, did nothing dirty, just played tough as always. But this wasn't any other night. The rivalry had history, last season's NCAA drama, a whole year of viral videos, and weeks of subtle social media jabs. Every whistle now carried the weight of old grudges and fresh pressure. In that moment, Clark's play was the spark in a room full of fireworks. It didn't matter that it wasn't flagrant. For Reese, every detail felt personal, every call a challenge. Fans could sense it. This wasn't just about basketball anymore. It was about pride, past beef, and two stars who refused to back down. The air crackled and everyone braced for the fallout.
She's getting destroyed. Angel Reese trying to start a fight with Caitlin Clark to deflect the fact that she is getting her ass whipped. I mean, it's on. It is on.
Clark said, "No layups in my house," and sent Angel Reese flying like it was a Southwest commercial. That flop had Academy Award winner written all over it. But the refs really looked at that and said, yep, that's definitely murder, and gave Caitlin a flagrant like she pulled a knife out mid-play. And Angel tried to run up on her and said, "You're crazy as fuck, what the fuck are you doing?" And Caitlin's all like, "This is just basketball. It's either a layup or free throws. Pick one."
It's just a good take foul, you know? If you either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, you know, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
And just like that, Caitlin Clark dropped a triple-double. Won by 35.
Instantly, the whole mood changed. Angel Reese wasn't just frustrated, she was seething. Her reaction was so intense it drew shocked faces from teammates and rivals alike. Gone was any sense of friendly competition. You could see it in her eyes and the way she moved.
And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese
Like every ounce of restraint vanished. It was raw, visible anger directed straight at Clark, and it turned the game from a contest into a grudge match. This wasn't two all-stars trading playful barbs. It was one player feeling disrespected, facing off with a new face of the league she felt was getting all the breaks. Reese's glare said everything. This was no ordinary rivalry. The tension rippled through the stands, with fans either electrified or holding their breath. Meanwhile, Clark never let her focus slip. She kept her cool and stood tall, knowing that real greatness comes from composure under fire.
Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever is currently putting the beats on the Chicago sky, and I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is furious because she wants to make it her business to beat Caitlin Clark this year, and I'm telling you right now,
Reese thinks learning the new offense is, quote, a transition for her in training camp, but thinks she'll be able to learn the new skill set easily. Quote, what's the point of me working on it if I'm not going to take the shot, ? Reese asked.
Instead of stepping back, Reese charged forward, making a beeline for Clark that got the whole arena on edge. The scene looked more like a showdown from a blockbuster movie than a regular season game. Reese's body language was louder than any words. She was fired up and not hiding it. Courtside reporters described the energy as palpable, while TV commentators wondered if this would spiral even further. Clark, steady and unfazed, didn't back down an inch. The moment was tense enough to make even veteran players look twice. In the crowd, you could hear a pin drop between the bursts of nervous laughter and anxious chatter. Everyone knew something memorable was unfolding, but nobody could predict just how wild it would get. Clark's poise in this storm would soon become the night's biggest story.
3. And look out, Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets
basketball player, refs got it right. Move on.
While the crowd was still buzzing, Clark kept her head, refusing to get dragged into the drama. Her expression was pure focus, even as Reese's reaction took over the arena. The coach made a split-second call to bench Reese, barely even looking her way. Reese marched to the bench, jaw clenched, while the social media world erupted. On Twitter, fans launched into instant debate. Some called it classic Reese passion. Others said she'd lost control. Clark's supporters, meanwhile, were busy posting highlights and celebrating her ability to stay locked in. Instead of adding fuel to the fire, Clark let her game do the talking, showing why she's become the new face of the league. Her maturity, even as chaos unfolded, was proof she's ready for the biggest stage. The drama kept building, but Clark was always one step ahead.
I think she says, you're effing crazy, something like that, blah, blah, blah. You crazy as F. What the F is wrong with you? I mean, my goodness.
It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever happened after. We watch a lot of basketball. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line. I'd rather give up 2 points. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. That's exactly what it was. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am. So yes, wasn't anything like that, and I went.
Angel Reese wasn't interested in cooling off. When the post-game mics found her, she doubled down with the energy of a player who refuses to let things slide. No apologies, no soft answers, just pure, unfiltered emotion. Reese made it clear this wasn't just a heated moment, it was a declaration of rivalry. Her words carried a challenge, her posture a dare. Rumors flew that the NCAA was already reviewing footage, worried about how to keep the headlines positive. Meanwhile, Clark continued to take the high road, never sinking to drama and always keeping her responses about basketball. Reese may have stolen the scene, but Clark stole the narrative, proving you can win the mental game without ever saying a word. Fans argued the league braced for a statement, and the spotlight on both stars just kept getting brighter.
Got this little white girl and Caitlin Clark out here busting that flat out, bro. Triple dub. And I don't want to hear none of that stat padding stuff, bro. She had a triple double, and that's just the facts, man. That's just the facts. So I see a lot of people saying, oh, she fouled her hard, bro. It was a malicious play. Man, that wasn't no malicious play. This is a malicious play. Check it out. What y'all gonna say?
We need to talk about the hard foul. Caitlin Clark fouls Angel Reese while going up for a layup. People are making a big deal out of this, and me, I'm looking at it like, look, it was just a hard foul. I don't even think it was flagrant. The only thing that was flagrant was Angel Reese's response, right? How she responded to the hard foul. And obviously you can see there's still a little hate There's still a little hate out there, but I'm going to say this. WNBA, lean in on this. Lean in on.
Even Reese's coach looked exhausted, as if the night had aged him a few years. The post-game press conference was a masterclass in avoiding direct answers, with lines like, "We'll handle it internally," tossed out to every tough question. But everyone knew he was hoping the league would step in before things got even more out of hand. Fans were divided. One side defended Reese's passion, while the other side wondered if this would become a pattern. Across the internet, debates turned personal, and highlight reels spliced Reese's drama with Clark's cool. One meme showed Reese's scowl next to Clark's game-winning assist, contrasting chaos with composure. Even as the media made a circus out of the moment, Clark stuck to her routine, shaking hands, smiling for cameras, and setting the example for rookies everywhere. She let the world know talent means nothing without control.
Walk me through your perspective on the flagrant foul. What was the point you were trying to make to her?
It's just a good take foul, you know? If either Angel gets wide open 2 points or, we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a take foul. Every basketball player knows that.
With Angel Reese simmering on the bench, Caitlin Clark was all business. She kept drilling shots, finding teammates, and racking up the stats, while the background noise of controversy kept growing. Commentators on TV and podcasts spent hours dissecting every angle. Was Reese now a risk? Did Clark prove she's the league's real leader? The locker room was tense. Players whispered, coaches sent out feelers for damage control, and PR teams hustled to keep things positive. Even behind the scenes, group chats buzzed with reactions and rumors. But the big takeaway was everywhere. While Reese let her emotions run wild, Clark kept her cool and showed everyone what winning looks like. In a night full of drama, it was Clark's relentless focus and maturity that stood out the most, inspiring fans and making her sponsors look very smart for betting on her.
Sugarcoating this is pure hate. Pure hatred for that white girl in India. Excuse me. I need to specify. Sorry. The one that wears 22 in Indiana.
Was crazy. Caitlin Clark recorded the first triple-double in a season opener in WNBA history, but are you surprised? Because I'm not.
By sunrise, Reese's explosion was a viral sensation, shared on TikTok, replayed on Twitter, dissected in every group chat. The still frames of her mid-outburst were everywhere, turned into memes, and even printed on fan merch. Meanwhile, Clark's calm, almost unbothered approach became its own highlight, adding to her growing legend. Even sports writers admitted this wasn't just another fight between stars. It was a turning point for how fans viewed both athletes. Clark's ability to tune out the noise and deliver, while Reese's frustration boiled over, became the new talking point for every show. It could have been a game to remember for teamwork and skill, but instead it became a live-action lesson in how pressure reveals character. Clark finished strong, her confidence unshaken, while Reese watched the story unfold from the sidelines.
I like the way your players responded there, just to that moment. It looked like somebody was coming over, talking with Angel, coaching staff was talking with her, help calm her down, make sure that it didn't escalate any further.
Yeah, I think that it's a little misrepresentation to calm her down. I think emotions were high on both sides, and so I think Angel reacted in a way that any of us would react in a moment like that.
As debate raged about what should happen next, everyone from sports pundits to casual fans weighed in. Would Reese be suspended, fined, or sent to cool off? Would the league ignore it in the name of ratings? And what message would that send? Reese's talent is undeniable, but everyone saw what happens when you can't keep your cool. Suddenly, you're not just a player, you're a headline. Meanwhile, Clark's calm and steady climb continued. Her name started trending for all the right reasons: poise, leadership, and next level play. The contrast was impossible to ignore, and a new standard was being set for how WNBA stars handle pressure. The bigger the moment, the more Clark shined, proving that the future of women's basketball is in good hands.
Angel Reese may be the most petty, insufferable athlete in sports right now. Her jealousy for Caitlin Clark has made her act a fool on and off the court. Wow. For the love of God, can we now 100% collectively agree Caitlin Clark is leaps and bounds better than Angel Reese? This will be the last time their names can ever be associated with each other. Of course it won't be.
Every eye in the arena and across the country watched as Angel Reese turned a tight game into a spectacle for all the wrong reasons. Instead of guiding her team, she became the center of a meltdown, leaving her teammates silent and her coach exasperated. Fans who once cheered her passion now questioned if she was helping or hurting the team.
Head coach Tyler Marsh is busy installing a different vision for Chicago's offense. This guy planned to use second-year power forward Angel Reese much differently than how she was deployed in her rookie season.
Everything goes into it, just again seeing what lineups we've experimented with, a bunch of different lineups, and just seeing who gels best with what we have, and just figuring out how to move forward from there.
In the midst of this, Clark played the role of steady superstar, unfazed, unshaken, and quickly gaining even more fans. Pundits everywhere noted the contrast, one player derailed by emotions, the other rising above it all. Clark's ability to navigate the chaos, keep her team on track, and walk away with her reputation stronger than ever made her the clear MVP of the night, not just for her stats, but for her leadership and maturity under fire.
We saw Caitlin Clark become the fastest player in WNBA history to have 3 triple-doubles. Besides it getting a little bit spicy with her and Reese, what did you like that you saw from Clark?
Speaking of spicy, right? I think that was just a no free buckets foul. Now, it was a hard one, and I think the refs did their job, and I'm glad we can focus on the court. But Caitlin Clark, she came in this season as the MVP favorite for 2025, and even though it's one game, you can see that it may not just be all talk. She had a triple-double, as you mentioned, 20, 10, and 10. And you can see 2 things happening. Playing with vets like Dewana Bonner and Natasha Howard, it allows her to not constantly be doubled or triple teamed or trapped.
Versus Clark, they went head-to-head. Let's check out when as we pick this up early in the second. Angel Reese, she's been working on that jumper, and it's good. Some respect on it. Sky down 3 under 10 left now. Clark finds her spot, and it's a green bean. CC beating the buzzer, and then check this out on the Sky bench. Angel Reese was like, man, come on, man. You don't need to D up. How you gonna let her get that jump? A little shade. Fever up by 13 at the break. Third quarter. Watch Reese under the hoop here. After the miss, this is what everyone's talking about. She gets a rebound, and then Clark comes in with a hard foul. Reese has to be held back as Aaliyah Boston steps in.
Angel Reese came into this game with a real chance to inspire and lead, a spotlight moment to show young athletes what bounce-back spirit looks like. But what the world saw instead was a lesson in how quickly things can unravel. Her meltdown became a meme, and if she's not careful, it'll become her calling card. Meanwhile, Clark's calm in the middle of the storm cemented her as the blueprint for future stars. The court of public opinion was clear. Passion is powerful, but without self-control, it turns into self-sabotage. Coaches will use this night as a teaching moment for years. In the end, Clark's legacy only grew, reminding everyone that greatness isn't just about skills, it's about staying cool when the world is watching.